is this stuff you've got?
That one is anise. And this is ginger and chamomile. Oh, they smell so good, don't they? You're gonna sneeze.
They do smell good. They do smell good. What are you going to do with all this?
Well, I'm gonna mix them all together and I'm gonna make some herbal teas.
Wow. Well, that's a whole lot of
It
craft.
sure is. On today, episode 51 of Whole Lot of Craft, we will catch up with the ladies who are frantically making things for Christmas. And we'll do our DIY, which is gifts in a jar. Join us!
Hi, I'm Julia.
And I'm Sue.
And welcome to A Whole Lot of Craft.
We made it to episode 51/2.
Yes.
Of Whole Lot of Craft.
Whole Lot of
I almost
Craft.
said the wrong one again, too.
I know, this is going to take us some time.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that I appreciate all of the happy little messages we've been getting about the new format. And yeah, just it's been kind of fun to see that that people are still interested and that we're not doing something completely backwards.
No, this is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. So, Christmas is a-coming.
Yeah.
The goose is getting fat.
Yeah. And happy Thanksgiving last week. I hope you guys all had a
Happy
good one.
Thanksgiving. Yes.
I did.
Yes.
Bacon wrapped turkey.
Again?
Again.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Delicious.
I bet.
Yeah. So now the crunch is on.
Yes, because Christmas is a-coming
Yes.
and the goose is getting fat.
Yes.
Please to knit a hat for the old man's hat.
Or some cowls to go with the old man's hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been plugging along and my list is going chop, 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 chop.
You go, girl. That would be my teapot, because we're going to brew some tea later, so maybe I'll turn it off.
That'd be a good idea.
Yes, we're going to have some tea.
Yeah. We've been really creative with our gifts this year.
Yes.
I
I think so, too. But before we get to what we're going to do today,
Right.
what have you been working on?
Well, like I said, I've been clicking stuff off the list. So my pile of off-white grows. Ooh, that's got a pink feather on it. I made,
Hey, maybe pink feathers all along the bottom.
Ooh, yeah, I'm sure that the man I'm planning to give it to would really love that one.
You need to think outside the box once in a while, Julia.
I haven't done the ends yet, but this is just a mistake rib cowl, which I think will be really nice.
That's really pretty.
It's just
I like
kind of
it.
straightforward, and I just like it because it's soft and squishy.
Yeah, it's just such a nice classic color, too. It
Yeah.
really is.
And then I made an ear warmer with a cable braid on it.
That's so pretty.
That's going to be for one of the kids.
Somebody's going to be super snuggly.
Yeah, and then this is the hat I was working on in the last episode is now finished.
Oh, the one that was on your head in the
Yes.
intro?
It has a little top. And
If
it
you
looks
didn't
really
see
nice.
it, go check it out.
Yeah,
It's pretty
that was
classy.
pretty funny. So they are all going to different people. They will not be a set, but I'm pretty happy with them. And they're because they're chunky weight. They are going really pretty quickly. So those are done. And this is not a Christmas present, but
It's cool.
I
Is
think
it a Christmas present to you?
no, it's not. It's for the shop. But I was going to say, I think a lot of people probably know I was doing a knit along for this. So if you, if you're still watching this and it's still November and you have one, you can pop it on the thread real quick. But I am blocking my Babel hat.
That is so
Bobble?
cute with the sheet.
Bobble. B-A-A-B-L-E.
Bobble.
There we go. It's going to have pom-pom, which is in the works, but there it is. So mine is an autumn sunset
I
bobble.
love it. It is so pretty.
Yeah. So that's done.
So
I've
you
been
have what? You
productive.
have plastic bags in there?
I do.
to block it?
Yeah, because
It's not that it's crunchy.
No.
It's a cat toy.
Then you can, it's a mushroom actually, but no, you can kind of shape it to the way you want and it does not stretch out the ribbing at the bottom, so it will still have some,
Give.
yeah.
Nice. I like it.
Top
It's
looks
really
good.
cute.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So that's what I have finished. Have you finished anything?
No.
No?
I'm terrible
I'm
at
so
finishing
sorry.
things. No, actually, the only thing I finished was I've been cooking because I love to cook,
Yes.
and so I did finish making granola bars. So you can try some. This one has pumpkin butter in it.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I hate to say it, but I'm going to a special kind of hell because it These are actually vegan
Okay.
granola bars, and I wasn't thinking about it. It's a recipe from this. Well, it's actually from this author, the Ocean Glows, Angela Liddon, and on her website she has this recipe. I better get the name of it so I get it right. The raspberry chia seed jam oat crumble squares.
Okay.
And you can make like a chia jam to put in the middle. But I have so many jarred things right now. I was just putting them in there, and we got bacon jelly and bacon fest.
Oh.
So I put bacon inside of a vegan granola bar.
Oops.
And when I got it out of the oven, it's really good.
Yeah.
But I was like, that was probably wrong.
Yeah. That's okay.
I think that there's some people rolling over when I did that. But if you would like to
Yeah,
try
I'll try
some,
one.
that's the bacon, and
I
this
will
is
try
the pumpkin. So it tastes different. My husband said it doesn't taste like it looks because it looks like a granola bar, right? You expect it to be sweet, and it's not really. It's meaty.
Right. It is. It tastes like you'd have it on the side with your egg.
Exactly. I think it would be great with an egg.
It is very good.
But it is good. Or if you really just like are running out the door and you're like, I need some protein.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
have
vegan
some
by any means. So
bacon jam.
Cool.
So
yeah, that's cool.
So I've been cooking a lot. I've been drying apples. I've been making granola bars. I've been doing a lot of stuff. That's what I've been finishing because I've just been working my way through autumn produce. The one project I did start was I was working on these earrings for my mother-in-law because she likes sheep, and she likes to knit, and she herds sheep with her dogs. So I'm kind of wondering if they're going to be too big. I might have to make them smaller. My dog keeps trying to steal them. So
I don't know. They could. I could see wearing.
I guess so. They're not any bigger than the earrings you're wearing right now.
No, those are really cute.
So
Aw,
anyway,
that's
I was
a
having
cute
fun with
face.
those. It's the first time there's a wire frame inside of him. So it's
Okay.
the first time I've ever done felting around a frame. And I'm looking to do his legs in yarn, and I'm figuring that out. I think I have to get really thin wool and actually glue it on.
Okay.
Because I've seen it where they wrap the yarn around, but it doesn't stay.
Yeah, you'd have to glue it.
So anyway.
Very cute.
So
I
anyway,
can't wait to see those done.
hopefully they'll be done in time for Christmas.
Yeah.
But, that's what I've been working on.
Nice. Well, the only other thing I'm really focusing on right now, I'm making a cowl that's beaded, but it's done in this really thick yarn, and it's not thick, but it's worsted weight. So typically when you bead, you use seed beads, and they're teeny little ones, and you do it on like lace weight yarn. So I was at the store, it said you needed beads like the size of pony beads, but they're not real pretty.
No, they're not.
So I spent probably half an hour searching for beads, thinking it'd be a lot easier, but I ended up with these really shiny, silvery circles with a hole in the middle.
It's called hematite.
Oh, there you go.
It's fake hematite.
Okay. Well, I just thought they were pretty.
They are very pretty.
And they would stand up because the shininess against the blue.
They're going to look really pretty.
Because otherwise I was afraid they get lost. And I believe with my crochet hook, I can pop it'll be big enough for me to get a loop through.
Nice.
So these are going to be the beads that are accessorizing on this cowl.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. That'll be pretty.
Yeah, so that's a work in progress, and I got to get that done. That's going to be I think probably a little bit more of a tedious one, but it's something new and different and fun.
Cool.
My Nanny Sui went. Didn't happen.
Really?
No. Much like the authors. I didn't have time. Didn't have time, didn't have the energy, got distracted by other things.
Yes.
So, yeah, so another day. That one will show up again some other time.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you got to put projects aside and wait for the right time.
Yeah.
So, in the spirit of crazy making stuff for Christmas, we made a whole bunch of
Gifts
in a jar. If you guys are Saturday Night Live fans and you remember a certain Justin Timberlake skit,
Yes.
you'll know what we're talking about. That's what we sang the whole time we were making these.
It kept coming back in our heads. We're just like, this is just doesn't quite work, but
Anyway, you can search it on the internet. Make sure your kids are not around when you watch it because it's not appropriate for children.
But make some really fancy gifts out of it.
Yeah. And it makes a fun song.
Yes.
So I think we're gonna head off and show how to make different gifts in the jar. Come right back. So one of the gifts that we're gonna make in a jar today is some herbal tea. And you can buy all kinds of herbal teas these days at the store, and they're so fun. So one way to concoct recipes is just to go read a box at the store and see what's in their teas. I am lucky enough to live in a town where we have this fabulous health food store where I bought all of these different spices and herbs yesterday at the store. And so I'm starting with some English breakfast tea, and you can see it's these really nice big pieces of leaves, so I'm just going to sprinkle them in there. So I'm going to put about 3 teaspoons of that in. And to that, I'm going to add, I like my teas a little citrusy, so I'm going to add some orange peel. And I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of that. And I also am going to add some hibiscus. Hibiscus is the kind of herb that is in our plant, that's in teas when they're called zingers. Like red zinger, a lot of times has hibiscus because it has that citrusy zing to it, and that's what makes it so flavorful. So I'm going to add 2 of those. The other thing I noticed is that a lot of teas that tend to have sort of a natural sweetness to them have licorice root in it. So I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of licorice root. And then I'm going to just mix them all together. And you can see, you know, if you're somebody who thinks, or you're making this for somebody who you think is likes more tea flavor than herb flavor, you could add more tea to it, because you can see there's like a nice sprinkling of different pieces in there. There's pretty much orange peel in there and a fair bit of hibiscus. If they like it more zingy, add more hibiscus. They like it more citrusy, add some more orange peel. They like it more of the tea flavor, then you can add more of the breakfast tea. Some of the other things here that you could add, I have chamomile. Chamomile is a classic. You can just you know, use chamomile, and that would be an herbal tea that's non-caffeinated, because when you're using the tea leaves, those have caffeine in them unless they're decaf. The ginger root, in fact, I'm going to add a little ginger root to this tea just for fun, to give it a little bit of that ginger flavor. I'm going to add a little teaspoon of that too. It's a new mix I'm making right on the spot. You're here to see it live. Okay, maybe pre-recorded. Cardamom is what I use, cardamom pods are what I use in chai. This is elderberry. Elderberry is used a lot of times with echinacea. It's an immune supporting tea or plant, and so it can help boost your immune system. This is alfalfa. A lot of times alfalfa is used in tea. I am actually going to experiment with this. This is the first time I'm putting in tea myself, so I'm going to experiment with that a little bit later. And this is anise, and I just had to, it's star anise, and I just had to buy it because it smells so darn good. And I'm actually trying to recreate a tea that I love called Roast Aroma, and it has carob, it has anise, it has roasted barley in it. And so, oh, and chicory. Chicory is a good coffee substitute. So I have to find my chicory yet because they didn't have it. But I might just have to break down and buy the tea because I love it. But anyway, I'm getting a little off track here. Lots of herbs. You know, you can try different things, brew it up in a tea ball, or you can put it in a little tea sack, because sometimes the herbs do, in the tea ball, they come out through the hole, and then you have, it's like you have grass in your tea. I don't tend to mind that, but some people do. And so, you know, all you need is a little, a teaspoon of this with some boiling water. And it's so fun. So I'm going to put this in my glass jar so that I can wrap it up and give it as a gift. You know, the one thing to be aware of when you are making tea and you're using these different herbs is if you're pregnant or nursing, or you're giving it to someone who's pregnant or nursing, just be aware of that, because some herbs, if you have too much of them, they can cause different kinds of problems. So, you know, stick with the well-known things like orange and tea leaves, because they're pretty basic. Once you start getting into like elderberries and licorice root and stuff, you can really disrupt people's systems. So, and I always suggest labeling what's in there in case you never know if somebody's allergic to something. But that's our tea that we made, and I'm just gonna package it up here, put the lid on it, this cute little jar, and I'm gonna add some fabric to it later, and voila, a little gift in a jar.
Okay, our second jar gift of the day is going to be homemade air freshener. There was such a big stink a little while back about chemical air fresheners and how they may or may not be good for us to inhale. So if you are at all worried about that kind of thing, this is a great alternative. And what you need is a jar, and these are not real deep jars, they're just kind of thin but have the wide mouth to make it easy to scoop. and then some kind of essential oils. We have a couple different kinds here, some that say they're for external use only, some that say they're fragrance only. It doesn't really matter with this because you're not eating it, but you can choose just a scent that you like at your health food store, or I suppose some of the craft stores may have essential oils as well. But this is probably the easiest gift in a jar you could ever possibly make. All you do is pour in some baking soda, just off of your regular grocery rack. Probably about 2/3 full. I don't know, you kind of judge. But this is a very haphazard recipe. You just sprinkle in the baking soda and then add your oils. And you can kind of decide how strong or how mild you want it to be. Once you have your baking soda in, you choose the oil you like. I'm going to do a pre-mixed stress relief oil for one of them. And you just smell them and see if you like them. That's the best way to do it. And I'm going to add probably, 8 to 10 drops. And then you want to get a lid and your cap. Remember, these lids are not going to be for food use after this point, so be sure you do not mix them up with something down the road after you get the oils on it. And then mix it up real good and shake it. That will mix the oil through the baking soda. And when you open it up, you'll be able to smell it. If it doesn't smell strong enough, just add a little bit more oil. But this one, I think I can probably do a little tiny bit more, so I'm going to do another 3 drops. At the end, what you'll do is take some craft paper and poke some holes in it and then lay that over the top with your lid, and that will allow the aroma to kind of poof through the little holes. It was recommended that something this size would be better for a kitchen area, something it could be for a larger room. If you have a smaller room, you can use the smaller size jar like that, and that would be great for a bathroom or a closet. And that's all there is to it. So we have crafted
all kinds of gifts in a jar.
Yeah, we get a lot of different stuff.
In a jar.
That is all you know.
I own it.
You do.
Step 1. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So what are you drinking there?
Well, this is the tea that you made during the DIY.
Right.
With the orange hibiscus, licorice, and ginger. And it's actually, I needed to put a little honey in mine, but it's actually very good.
It is good. I didn't want honey in mine because I think it has just, the zinger to me always adds a little bit of sweetness to it, and there's the ginger in there, but you said you're not a big hibiscus fan.
Right. I usually, with the zingers, I end up having to doctor it a little bit. It's just, there's something about the aftertaste that
I love that
for me. So I went and played and made another variety.
What did you make?
I made chamomile and then some English breakfast and some anise seeds. And I think I do enjoy it. It needs more anise, though.
That's this cup.
Yeah.
If you're fortunate to be able to grab a bunch of herbs like we did, someplace, it is fun. My health food store, they just have those huge jars,
right,
and you can take as little or as much as you want. So all those different spices that I had out in the beginning cost $20.
Wow.
Where if you go to the grocery store and you buy a bottle of ginger, a bottle of orange peel, they're each $5.
Right.
Where this is like, I got just a little bit of this because I wanted to try it. I got a lot of orange peel and a lot of hibiscus, and they sell it by the ounce. So
you can get them bulk online too, I believe, from some stores will ship them out to you.
Yeah, there's different spice
for.
and tea companies. So, it is a lot cheaper if you can get it in bulk someplace, because you can get little micro bits of it.
Right.
And it's fun. It's fun playing scientist and then adding hot water and see if you like it. If you don't like it, then you add some honey, and if you still don't like it, then you dump it.
The honey changed the flavor dramatically, so
Yes.
that was kind of neat. That was I thought an interesting experiment in itself, and I am enjoying, now that I've had a couple more sips of the chamomile. It's not so zingy. It's very warm tasting to me. Like, this would be what I would want to drink in January.
Right.
So
we actually made all of these gifts in a jar that we're gonna be giving to teachers and friends and such. And so just some quick ideas. We're gonna cover these with fabric to make them a little prettier. If you pull the tops off, put a piece of fabric on, screw the top off. We're going to do that.
Yep.
And then, you know, like with the honey, I might give either honey sticks, which you can buy from beehiveries.
Yeah.
Apiaries. I couldn't think of that's what the word.
Or a store.
Or a store. Whatever. Buy local, buy fresh.
Yes.
I'm brainwashed. Or I got a block of beeswax last year. You know, it's beeswax with the honey in it. When you add it to your tea, it does leave the wax in the tea, but I don't mind. So
you just chunk off a piece?
Yeah, I just take it. We actually all eat this when we're sick.
Oh.
We just eat it and you put it in your mouth and you suck the honey out of the combs and then you chew it like gum.
Interesting.
Because it's probably, you know, it's like remember those wax Coke bottles when we were kids?
The
You
wax
could
lips.
suck that stuff out. I think it came from honeycomb.
Probably.
So that's an idea for packaging together the tea with some. You could just put it, or you could send it with tea ball.
Right.
Or you can get a box of tea bags so that they have something to put it in. What else do we have? What else do we make?
Well, we made a lot of coffee. I have a book called Gifts in a Jar. Sorry.
That was almost gifts in a tea.
Yeah, so this is, they give you the recipe to make 5 servings, and then so we made a much bigger batch, and then individualized, put them into jars. So we have Swiss mocha here, and over here is some toffee, and then some fireside, which has a couple of the warm spices. And that was pretty easy.
Did that one have chocolate in it too? Was that the one? One of them had hot chocolate.
2 of them did. Both of those, the toffee and the fireside, had some chocolate powder.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was pretty neat to try the different flavors. And we did sample them all, and they all met with approval.
Yes, they did.
And we ran around like crazy people for the rest of the day after drinking 7 cups of coffee.
I also made chai in a jar because I like to make chai from scratch. And this, they do need to add, I put the tea bags in here, but they do need to add ginger root to it yet.
Okay.
So you could, if it was somebody that you knew and you knew they would make it right away, you could put the ginger with it.
Right.
Or you could just put the directions, they have to brew it, and then you add milk and honey. So you could also give honey with that.
Yeah.
I made face cream.
That was pretty neat. I've been using it on my hands too.
It smells so good.
Yeah.
It's
a tea tree, right?
It's really simple. It's just coconut oil, vitamin E, and some essential oils. So we'll talk really quickly about essential oils we did earlier. You just have to be really careful with essential oils when you get them. Like these two are fragrance oils. This is an actual, this tea tree is pure essential oil. And so it says on the side that you can use it for, it says for external use only. So ones that are fragrance oils, you don't want to use like on your person because you don't know what's in them.
Okay.
And basically a good rule of thumb is if the essential oil is really cheap, don't put it on your body or ingest it, because generally then it's basically some sort of a chemical that they created a fragrance, and you can see that like this one's orange, so it's orange, and this one's apple, and it's kind of yellowy, appley
color.
Where this one's tea tree oil, and this I use in cleaning too, but it's an external use only. There's an up and coming movement with essential oils, and there are some that you can ingest as well, but make sure if you ever are going to add it, some teas have essential oils in them. They will add essential oils. Make sure you know what you're buying.
Right.
If essential oils, generally the low end of essential oils is like $15 for a little bottle like that.
Okay.
So if it's cheaper than that, you know, and it goes on up to like $50. It depends, because with essential oils you're squeezing the oil out of the plant.
Right.
With these fragrance oils, you're just adding a bunch of chemicals together that smell good.
Okay.
So be really careful with that. And you know, so we have the cream. What else? We made the air fresheners.
Yep. And I made a little terrarium for
That is so cute.
for people who like a little plant. I would probably do something in the top to poke holes so that it does get air. But it's just a couple of cactus cuttings or succulent cuttings, so this isn't going to need a whole ton of water, which is really nice.
So maybe we could put scrapbooking paper on top of that, like we are with the
Yeah,
air
you probably
fresheners.
could.
So, and the other one that we were going to work on was a manicure in a jar. So I bought these little tiny nail polishes. There's a beauty supply place here called Sally Beauty Supply, and I have all kinds of things. I got little cuticle removers. I have a little tiny file. I got this really cute little tiny little nail clipper. I'm going to give this to my niece for Christmas. And so I'm going to put that in the jar, and I have these little cuticle things I'm going to take out of there and put in the jar. So a manicure in a jar is it's a fun for
really
a teacher too if they like to do their nails.
Yep.
Do we miss any?
I don't think so. I think we got it all. And all of this we did in a matter of a couple of hours. So
Yeah,
it
we
really
took us,
wasn't
like,
very
maybe, what,
time consuming.
2 or 3 hours to do all of these. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're so far ahead on Christmas giving at this point. Woohoo!
Yes.
If we remember to wrap it.
The kids can write the tags, or that's the other thing. Make sure that you write a tag saying what's in it, how to make it. Because if you do a coffee like this, you don't want somebody to take the entire jar and dump it into one cup.
Right.
When really it's 5 servings.
Right, and make sure your air fresheners say do not eat.
Right.
Yeah. So we didn't even get to all the ones we were going to try. We were going to try a couple of other things too.
Yeah.
But you can really just search online. Pinterest has a ton of things you can put in a jar. Put it in a jar. So I put a bird on it.
Exactly.
Again, another pop culture reference. I don't know, I guess I like too much sketch comedy. But anyway.
Well, thanks for joining us, and I hope your Christmases are starting to
come together.
Yeah.
Your holiday, whatever you celebrate.
Exactly. Sorry about that. Sorry, we're ethnocentric.
We're allowed to be that once in a while.
Sorry. Your holidays. Hope your holidays are coming together. I think ours are.
Yes.
So that's
so
exciting.
far, if we keep on track.
Yes.
Gotta get a schedule. So, cheers.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.